I've seen this one requested a couple of times in the comments. This truly was the bloodiest battle of the Second World War. Adolf Hitler invades Stalin's Soviet Union, titled Operation Barbarossa, starting on June 22nd, 1941. We're talking about the largest land offensive in human history. About 10 million combatants are taking part. The ultimate goal here was to create more living space for Germany and the eventual extermination of the native Slavic peoples by mass deportation to Siberia, Germanization, enslavement, and genocide. 3.8 million German and pro-Axis troops flood across the border and straight into Poland. These guys genuinely appeared unstoppable, cleansing everything of those that they felt like were undesirable by Nazi ideology.
Do what I say, and we can avenge this massacre.
It's one of the most insane things to think, but an estimated 750,000 Soviets died defending the city. Even the Germans lost a total of 500,000 men, including 91,000 taken prisoner. I don't even want to think about what was possibly happening to people that were taken prisoner. Corpses in and around Stalingrad and total Axis casualties such as Germans, Romanians, Italians, and Hungarians are believed to have been more than 800,000. Imagine a city that's covered with more than 800,000 dead bodies. Imagine stepping into a war of that size. Let's talk about somebody from what I'm hearing is worse than Hitler. I see a lot of arguments saying that Hitler's nowhere near as bad as people say he was compared to the other guys. Me personally, I honestly don't know. I'm very uninformed on the situation and I'm learning as I make these videos. But let's talk about Joseph Stalin, apparently a Soviet revolutionary and politician who was the leader of the Soviet Union from 1924 until his death in 1953. So I'm seeing that Stalin is often compared to Adolf Hitler. The problem in teaching Stalinism, says Matthew Payne, a professor who specializes in teaching modern Russian and Soviet history at Emory University in Atlanta, is how not to dismiss what was a very brutal regime while also contextualizing it in a very unstable part of world history. For me, it's always a question of, did Stalin make the revolution or did the revolution make Stalin? The numbers of dead under Stalin's rule, what came to be known as Stalinism, are somewhat disputed given the secretive and oftentimes sketchy record keeping during his terrorist reign, but through his direct order, millions in the Soviet Union died by execution and more perished in labor camps. Millions more starved to death through his ill-conceived and often purposely cruel policies. Now let's look at some of the most heinous acts he committed. We have the Gulag system, the Great Famine, the Great Purge, Order number 227, punishing prisoners of war, and giving a pass to war crimes. Now let's be honest, there's a lot of people now that know about that word gulag, and we ain't talking about World War II, we're talking about something that's been popularized through a game, and I'm assuming the majority of people have no idea where it comes from. The Gulag's primary purpose, though, was to gain control of the population through fear by imprisoning, torturing, and killing undesirables, critics of communism, and anyone who defied Stalin to drag the Soviet Union from its agrarian past into an industrialized society. More than 3.7 million Soviet citizens were forced into the camps, many in the most remote and barren areas of the country between 1931 to 1953, according to one report. Almost 800,000 of them were shot. No less than 1.5 million people died in the Gulag between 1930 and 1956. I'm gonna be honest, there was a lot of evil people. I don't know who was the most evil or who did the worst. I had to talk about Stalin because I was getting cooked for saying that Hitler was one of the most evil men in the world. Mentioning one more thing about Stalin, he apparently used the food shortages strategically, making sure that certain areas were affected more than others. He boldly welcomed many of the deaths, especially when it came to enemies of the state, basically people that didn't work on the collective farms. Supposedly he quoted Lenin in saying that he who does not work neither shall shall he eat? Many consider the Great Famine nothing short of a genocide and blame Stalin directly. I gotta get back to this damn mission. I'm losing focus. The turning point of this large battle came with a huge Soviet counteroffensive. The operation was launched in two spearheads about 50 miles north and south of the German salient, whose tip was at Stalingrad. Now, when they say the operation was launched in two spearheads, spearhead is basically a tactical formation by my understanding, made up of armored fighting vehicles, mostly tanks, that form the front of an offensive thrust during a battle. And the idea is to concentrate as much firepower into a small front as possible so that any defenders in front of them will basically be overwhelmed. Now, this counteroffense basically surprised the Germans because they didn't think the Soviets were capable specifically of an attack so large and powerful. Now, these attacks quickly penetrated deep into the flanks, and by November 23rd, the two prongs of the attack had linked up at a location named Kalik, which is about 60 miles west of Stalingrad. At this point, the encirclement of the two German armies was complete. Supposedly, the German High Command urged Hitler to allow Paulus and his forces to break out of the encirclement and rejoin the main German forces west of the city. But Hitler would not contemplate a retreat, and he winded up ordering Paulus to stand and fight. With winter setting in and food and medical supplies dwindling, Paulus' forces grew weaker. Hitler declared that they would be supplied by the Luftwaffe, which is basically like their air support, but it seems as though that the convoys could deliver only a fraction of the necessary supplies. Looking back at this mission, it does a very good job of capturing the entire environment. I seen some people commenting that even on this mission, you'll notice that a lot of the soldiers look a bit more skinny, demonstrating the fact that these guys are probably starving and don't have much supplies when it comes to food and medical attention. I mean, at this point, these guys are basically doomed based on the decisions that Hitler's really making. Hitler strongly urged the trapped German forces to fight to the death, going so far as to promote Paulus to field marshal and reminding Paulus that no German officer of that rank had ever surrendered. This situation was pretty much hopeless, and the 6th Army was surrounded by 7 Soviet armies on January 31st. Paulus disobeyed Hitler and agreed to give himself up. 22 generals surrendered with him, and on February 2nd, the last of 91,000 frozen, starving men, all that was left of the 6th and 4th armies, surrendered to the Soviets. I don't want to ramble on too long, but hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. I also want to say thank you. Everybody that's just been commenting, liking, and watching the shorts, the videos, whatever it is very appreciated. I mean, we just hit 18,000 subscribers. I mean, very fast. I haven't really said this yet, but I've made YouTube videos probably for about 10 plus years now. I have a channel that I couldn't get to 1,000 subscribers if my life depended on it. And literally one day not that long ago, I just randomly made this channel, and I really wanted to focus on a little bit of these older games that I grew up playing. And World at War, I feel like, sticks so much because as a kid, it was a really good game, but as a kid, most of the things that were going on, I didn't understand. I didn't know nothing about no World War II. So I'm gonna be honest, these videos are literally just me learning myself, and it's very cool that a lot of other people maybe feel the same way or don't know, or even when y'all do know and y'all leave comments, it helps a lot. It helps me understand, and whoever else is watching that might not understand. But it's definitely been a really cool process so far, and I'm sure I got like a million mistakes ahead of me. I know one of the other videos I said Marine Corps and everybody was cooking me for it, but like I said, hopefully y'all enjoyed, and I will see y'all in the next video. There's crows. My bad.
I need your help. Do what I say.
Y'all hear the music?
Avenge this massacre. Sniping your enemy is like hunting any other animal. Fire at the wrong moment and your chance will be forever lost.
So we're using the noise from the engines on these planes to cover the shot.
Hurry! Before the bombers pass! Again!
So the goal right now is to get in here and kill this guy, but
we must find another route to Amsel.
It's not working out. This is a great scene.
For days, I have crept through shadows like a rat. This place once echoed with conversations of friends and lovers. No longer. Mark my words, comrade. One day things will change. We will take the fight to their land, to their people, to their blood. This way.
Whoa, 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 whoa. We are on regular difficulty, so this might not be very hard. 4th floor, left side. Is this the 4th floor? Ah, shit.
You need to take a different position.
No, I got him. I got him, Reznov. Let me try this window. Did I hit him? Bro.
Over to the window.
Yo!
Good hunting. We need to get moving.
Y'all just heard that door? That's the mystery box noise. The origin of the mystery box noise, I think. Oh, shit.
They found us. We need to leave now. Hit the floor.
Imagine you're hiding right there and the clock goes off. You know how sick I would be. Can I get a different gun?
Here, my friend. Take my hand. I need you alive. Armored car outside.
Her mit dem Flammenwerfer! Verbrennt diese Russenschweine!
God damn.
Dimitri, we thought you were among the dead in the massacre at the square.
He was among them, but not one of them.
We're about to assault the communication post north of here.
Good. Such a move will prevent the German command calling for help. Dimitri and I will provide cover from above. Wait till you hear the screams of dying Germans. Dimitri, this way! Up the ladder!
Right here you can see which looks like an assassination of some of the Soviet soldiers.
Excellent aim, Dimitri! Give covering fire to our comrades below!
We are playing as Dimitri Petrenko, part of the 62nd Rifle Division Red Army. The overall objective of this mission is to basically stay with Reznov, and we're trying to get through all the German soldiers while supporting our other comrades with sniper fire, and then the main objective being to kill General Amsel. This entire mission is solely based around the revenge, of course, against the Germans, hence the title Vendetta, which is Italian for revenge.
They will be coming for us! We must go! Quickly! Before their tanks fire again! Into the river, Dimitri! It's our only chance!